Do, 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 do. What the fuck do you? Oh my god, this shit is ass. It's only 35%. That's like dog shit. I mean, let's do it, I guess. What could go wrong? Okay, I think it's on. How do I check that actually? Oh yeah, it's in here. Okay. Okay, next. I should have done this way before actually. Uh, how do I even do this? Same. Okay. So here. Oh, you can just do that. Interesting. Okay, hopefully it works. Uh, oh my god, why it makes a sound when you talk? Hello. Yeah, this shit is kind of small. And it disappears inside. Okay, don't make a sound when someone talks, please. Thank you. Hello, Gavin. Actually, how do you make that it doesn't make a sound? Here? What is it? Oh my god, you are making sound. I don't like it. So I'm trying to put a chat box on the screen, and every time you talk, it makes a sound for me. I don't know if it make it to the stream too, but it makes a sound to me. How do I make? Yeah, I'm hearing it. Now, how do I mute you? Okay, here is the chat box. Do not make a single sound. Thank you. Okay, talk now and send a message again. Used to check. What the fuck? I put that you don't make sense. Hello. Hello, choose. I literally put a don't make a sound and you make a sound. Time to ask Google chat box to make a sound. Oh my god, you're making me crazy. It's only Gavin that makes sound something. I don't know. Someone makes sounds, but not always, apparently. Yeah, sure. Is there like a mute properties? Chat delay, show batch, show bits, font size, control audio. Yeah, it is muted. I mute you. You are muted. Hopefully you stay that way. Anyways, let me open the video. Can I alt tab? I can. Oh, I haven't updated this. Okay, the stream will die for a little bit, I think. Maybe not. Hopefully not. Okay, he did it. Right. Hello. Seems like it works now. I don't know how big the chat is. I think it's tiny. I think it's fine. I didn't update this shit. Okay, so I decided to play this shit. Hello. I decided to play this shit because MD is coming up, and I don't wanna. Oh, now you need Canto 7 to do MD hard. Fuck you. Just in case. Also to clean the intervals. Also because I didn't have anything to play with. So it was like, might as well start pushing this shit. But we don't have like a funny thing to do. To start stream. Like I wanted to do the pulls, but we're not doing pulls because Walpurgis is not here, because Choose lied to me as always. Anyways, I already threw 20. I'm not throwing anything else. I'm not Gavin, I'm not Goopy. We are waiting for this shit. I do not have any of you. We have a lot of boxes, so that's whatever. Okay, so I have played this, if you didn't know, but I haven't done the final boss, but I didn't read anything. I skip everything, so I don't actually know what the fuck is happening. So what we are going to do is we are going to so here are two options. Oh, this doesn't have armor, right? I was going to say, if this has armor, I could do last boss and then re-enter and doing fights into text. But it doesn't say that I have armor, right? Everything is after Warpug. Okay, so you decide, do you want to just read the visual novel of this, or do you want me to play the fights? I don't mind doing any, but if you are just like, hey, don't fight, you can just read. Well, read. I'm going to react only. Yeah, sure. Is the sound fine, by the way? I think I can. I can make it. Why did you not talk? Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flapped through the newspaper in her hair while peppering in a few insightful chocolates. Fortunately, I now know exactly what this means. And what is the dialogue? That she will continue. Is this one of the visual novels where there is no dialogue parts because they are lazy motherfuckers? That she will continue to try to draw my attention. What the fuck? I'm not reading this shit. She will continue to try to draw my attention until I notice her at the most appropriate moment. Okay, Don Quixote, fine, what is it? Mr. Squirrel! Who am I, a squirrel? I'm not reading Don Quixote, fuck you. Oh my god. Those two know that the city upstart companies, such as one Limbus company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us. No, I don't care about the city, girl. Hitler read thy newspaper, manager Square, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Mersal and I, Don Quixote, do every morrow. Mersal reads the newspaper. I guess it makes sense. But just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's talking about Mersal and one of his morning routines. You know, the one with the newspaper? The newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crowd down, parks himself on a chair, phones one leg over the other at exact 90 degrees figure 4 leg lock position, and peruses the morning newspaper. He's so cool. He's such a dad. This internet don't be weird today. That I guess it left an impression on her. Betcha she will back to her usual self in a week or so. No, because in a week or so we'll be on her canto and she will be traumatized. Her canon to me are to paying attention. Yeah, totally. So what's new? What? Did an article mention us or something? Oh, how did to know? Wait, really? For sure. Feast the eye on page 3, though this quite regrettable that we were robbed on the chance to be on the front page. Page 3, we are really starting to put our names up there, This is One Piece. Don Quixote and Rodia, the two sinners guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, one because it's hot and one because it's fucking annoying, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearance of T-Corp. Shocking, the perpetrator of this mysterious case has been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else does it say? With small assistance from some wandering bystanders who happened to be lost in the area, and with the most admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Wandering bystander. Is it perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders, they are treating us like we were barely there. They even mention our company. Come on, those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. He's so cool, he's my fucking god. Also, do you want me to set up that the chat disappears after a while? Now that I'm seeing that my chat is not really that active to stay in there forever, I guess. Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, mayhaps. Yeah, I'm sure they will have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. You're mentioning time too much. And I doubt anyone will pay as much attention, Don Quixote. Better not set up yourself for disappointment. We were standing there in a good moment in a big group chatting about the article when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, are you Limbus Company employees by any chance? You fellas are. I'm sure you are already aware of the reason for our visit. Oh, welcome thee. Long and hard have I waited thy arrival. Now, from when shall we begin? Why, she actually here to interview. No way, Don Quixote was just losing her mind and nothing. I was not told that any interview would be taking place. My, where is Bear go all the time like this? Time? Now, where I pull that leftover hair girl from Heat's makeover? Ahem, ahem, don't my comments. Alright then. Verily, I shall rightly take all the credit for what we have accomplished there. Will you be making your tax payment in stock? Huh? Huh? Okay, we are clearly not on the same page here. We are tax collector from T Corp's Time Collection Agency, currently on a mission to collect your overdue time tax. You are like collecting for existing. Those ears are never bringers of good tidings, indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we were through the T-Corp next immigration process. Virgilius said a few days ago aboard Mephistopheles. Are you sure we don't need to pick up a timepiece for each one of us to carry? You probably know this already, but in T-Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece. Yes, I know the rules. But for every rule, there is always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T-Corp can pay the appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligation, instead of going out of their way to abide by T-Corp rules. As you might have expected, anyone born outside District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering Tico's board. Impressive, it can't have been cheap. Ah, yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does. Haven't I already made it clear that it's not a fashion item? The clock. As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. Sorry, my English bad. It is a given that they will be taking care of such expenses. We are finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? Yeah, there must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short on the amount we had to pay. It hasn't been 30 days since we arrived though. Remember, my goat. Well, I'm sure we can pound away their stuff to fix what probably amount to a rounding error. Easy peasy. Headcliff mother, gesturing towards Sinclair and Honlu with his chin. It's Sinclair like rich? Like I know his family was like rich, but I I would have assumed when they died he didn't keep the company running. So he shouldn't be rich unless it just runs by itself. If it will help pay for the time tax, then sure. Oh, maybe I didn't pack much when I left though. Well, let's hear the damage. How much time pack do we own yet? Currently, you are 10 billion, 40 million, and behind in time tax payment. Han? Is that the name of the money of the city? Have I heard this? I don't remember actually. Been a while. What? I mean, I don't know how much this is because I don't have maybe it's Venezuelan money. Maybe 10 billion is like, you know, $100. Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard a 10, a 40, and the rest just kind of fly right over my head. For that much money, oh, we might have to make a brief stop at my place first. You are that rich, huh? What other option do we have if we don't, if we can pay the tax? Can't pay the tax is not an option. Your only options are the following. Make your payment with time or money. With interest, of course. What the hell does making payment with time mean? Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they mean though. Hello, cool. Jason Heathcliff know anything about this? I have not once failed to make my payments during my residence on this nest. Thus I know not what transpires in an occasion in which one fails to pay the time tax. I never been involved in messy business like taxes at the manor either, and in my backstreet days, boss deal with complicated shit like that for the rest of us. I did see a few poor sods getting dragged away because they failed to rug it up though. Well then, with their okay, you didn't answer me about the chat thing. Do I hide it after a while or what do I do? What's the opinion? With their not so helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander towards Faust, who I hope will know something more about this than the two of them. And that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stood between us as the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculation, Ticker, are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Will I be correct to assure? Okay. You do not hate noise on the screen because you play Limbus. Will I be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make your fair payments? Wait, we don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be quite unwise. Cry and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things when you got 10 billion and in your pocket. I won't recognize your opinion as anything of word otherwise. No, then shut the fuck up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. Oh, exciting, a 10 billion and debt. 10 billion and 40 million and to be exact. How does this relate to the Neuer thingy? Okay, so it does have a story. Post battle after kicking people ass. A T-Corp started in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Is this one of their ringleaders? He might be on a higher rank, but he's but an employee of T-Corp all the same. Which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility might lead to a direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corp. Lay down your weapons, now! Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp and we will use force to highlight that whole thrilling. This is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. He's so cool. Man, weren't things much better between us and the guy but only a few days ago? Feel like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, okay? They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion and 40 million and to be exact. You really like saying that, don't you? Geeks. Yeah, the point is there is no way we earn that much money. We are kind loud abiding citizens. Rodion, you know this is a lie. Who are brimming with a sense of justice. Here. Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinners chattered on like they were a part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion and in taxes does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think. Hello, Cordy. Because I own chose the stream. That's why. You can watch and decide if Koopy is crazy or not. How no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spare by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of the street, not let. Okay, this while true, Virgilio, you know these fuckers for like a year at this point. You have seen them. You know they don't think. Virgilius let out a deep sigh before turning toward the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident has led to bloodshed. However, the billion and in time tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 million worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply throw over in the middle of the street. Bye bye. See ya. I believe that it would have been more appropriate you have provided us with some context to how this number came to be instead of immediately marching to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such a absurd amount of time tax levied upon your group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collections office in the relevant jurisdiction area for now to discuss possible solutions? By the way, you ever feel like you are delaying? Try to F5 because sometimes my stream delays a little. Oh my god, I will have to read a lot, huh? Can't believe the game is making me read. A Case of the Gallows. I like that group. Gallows. The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago, a large-scale unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot you up several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. I mean, isn't the same? I'm just clicking the thing. It's like, I mean more like that there is no voice acting, so I have to read more than the actual seeing the scene. A temporal leakage phenomenon. It refers to a deceleration in the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration. It moved a lot over the manor for a good while too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. What the bloody hell is she blathering about? A deceleration in the flow time within a certain She must be referring to the moment during which Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of that man at the manor. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 13 minutes. It is most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. No, considering the odd sensation we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most probable that no error had occurred in their calculation. Do you recall Dantes we left behind the manor? A few days ago. Aha, Mersau! Is there a wrong with thy daily routine? We had just returned to Mephistopheles after the incident at the Wuthering Waves Manor. Revenge. It's still revenge. Most sinners were keeping to themselves, given the clear look at Sorrel and Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever cheerful voice, like always, constantly shuddered through the silence. I have identified an anomaly. We should have been issued a morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spent at the manor. Perchance was an innocent mistake. Sorry. As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours, and evening paper has always been delivered during designated evening hours. He's on time. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out, however, the likelihood of that is minuscule. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be, this must be the early hours of the morrow, is it not? I might have an idea as to how this inconsistency came to be. Right, the TT4 protocol. What's that? Don't think about it. The temporal velocity synchronization device or something like that. You can say that. I've seen an advert for it once, a luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisurely hours together, some shit like that. Oh, this why unlike this here Heathcliff to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray shall someone explain in plainer language. Now you are the stupid one. By the way, I found funny that Dawn finds Heathcliff hot. Like, you do you, girl. Like, me too, but it's something that I didn't expect in 6. It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence. For sure! I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Then, with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world side. That is a coherent explanation as to why the evening paper instead of the morning paper. Why is okay, but how is 4 hours going into 10 billion? Good, now that your curiosity is sated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job. The LCA has sent us a new request to track down a distortion. Ask for more detailed information. So activating my ability within the TT4 protocol chaos. Yes, indeed. It was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow time from an outsider. What do you mean? They are cool and awesome. Some are like internal jokes. Some are like, okay, I need to put some stupid shit. And then the last one is, from an outsider point of view, it would have appeared as to more time than what was actually spent was leaked. This blog knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale. Like I said, oh my god, walrus raid. I don't have a raid alert, right? Pretty sure. Hello. Welcome to Limbus Conference. Hello, raiders. Oh. Stream trying to die during a raid? This cannot be.
El mapache gordo.
El mapache gordo. Thank you, Walrus. No, it's a dog shit game that your streamer loves. One day he will stream Limbus to you and you won't like it. Thank you, Heide. How do you pronounce it? Like Heidi? Heidine? Aiden. Thank you.
El mapache gordo.
My god. I should stream. Thank you. I should stream Limbus more often. It's the only game that gives me mods. This is my fucking course. Forced to be a Limbus streamer. Yeah, I'm streaming Limbus because I own one member in here, money, in a sense. So I'm streaming the story. And Walrus loves the story. That's why he sent you here, because he wants to react. What people didn't told me is that there is no voice acting on this section of the story I'm in, so I have to read. I have to make Don Quixote's voice for amusement of my viewers. Oh, hates the story. Hates the story. Loves Don Quixote. When are you streaming MD to your chat, bro? Like 3 minutes ago. The story is definitely vibes and aura. So it's definitely Umineko. You should have streamed Canto 8, to be fair. Like, imagine everyone like, hello people, I'm Walrus. I'm here to stream a game that I am 200 hours in the story. You wouldn't understand anything, but I will have fun. And then every time something happens, it's like, you see this little blonde girl that yells a lot. Her name is Don Quixote and love her. Actually, where is Don Quixote? Hopefully she appears there. Also, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over the manor. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented. Remember, my god, Heathcliff? Right, they used to activate it only on a special occasion, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was so bloody pricey. So the time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied by the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by the temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it's all up to this insane number. Basically, as a summary, they are taxing us for living and going fast. This is a horrible capitalist world. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. Well, anyway, you have two payment options to settle this time tax debt. Oi! Options? What option? It ain't like bags of 10 billion and grow from trees in it. Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yeah, about that, what's that supposed to mean anyway? Paying with time. You know, when you have to redo Mineko or Limbus to pay for the subs you get? It means, oh, the employee who was about to answer a question with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Oh, sorry. Understood. I just got a call that they are ready to hold the emergency meeting regarding this incident. Libus Company might send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. Please don't sell Don Quixote. Please don't send Don Quixote. Please don't send Don. Please don't send Don. Ah. No need to TikTok and fuse. Dante, dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. Oh my god, I got a hype chest. I got a fucking I'm cooking emote. I will be joining them to discuss the possible solution to this. Indeed, solution to this incident. So please keep the sinners under control. Except you, Miss Falls. You are with me. Okay, the actual logical people are going. Understood. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshu will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Hot? Oh. Well, off they go, I guess. Didn't even give us the chance to ask them more questions. They are just leaving us here like this. But isn't the whole mess basically about what will happen to us? So this isn't anything serious, but what's Mersal doing on the gallows? Mersal, what the fuck are you doing? Since when you do stuff on your own? You are like the I don't do anything until I'm told to, and now you are a rebel. Like caught, but calm down. What? Mersal, what are you doing up there? I was told to stand here, so I have done so. Okay, you were told. Who told you to do that? I did, just trying to be helpful with you and your friend's little time tax problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at emergency meeting. Wow, a clock with legs. How fascinating. If someone were to submit you for consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. Oh my god, look at that. You remind me of the time when some hapless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass that had a rather tragic and critical design flaw. You could tell the time or find your path, but never both at once. Tell direction or tell time. It was only one thing or the other, leaving you lost in time and stranded in the street. That was no good, not at all. That's not better than a clock tapped to a compass at the end of the day, is it? Alright, TT52 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within the office space. So you don't forget, anyone not syncing with the daily standard time might find this little disorienting, so keep that in mind as well. Oh, what? Oh my god, I can see how long it will be by the amount of, like, the font size. And this shit doesn't have voice acting, you are actually kidding me. No, that's a look of someone who has never once heard of the TT52 protocol. The TT52 protocol, as its name suggests, is an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem present in the TT4 protocol. It's doing test runs in only a few selected T-Corp offices. So if you ever feel the urge to leave your impression in this new shiny thing, feel free to jot down a few words at the bulletin. Wait a minute, who wrote that 3-star review? Oh my god. The man, who we presume to be a T-Corp staff, seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Yeah, he's talking too much. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyways. Anyways, if you are ready, let's get cracking. I am ready. Wait, I don't know if it's really a good idea to be ready for something that looks like the rope extending from the intimidating machine tying around Mercel's throat. Are you like killing him or what? Is this what it means to pay your time tax with time? Getting handed from the gallows? Please call it by its precise and given name, temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you own. It sucks that time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub and hulabalu about its excessively long name, which was at approximately 58 words of letters. Can someone ask him what will happen to Mercel? Is that thing going to kill Mercel? I mean, just revive him. Kill him, nonsense. She's a very gentle machine. That is simply preposterous. However, a however spoken in such manner of portents that events of ever greater ill fortune shall befall. I'm not so sure as to what might happen actually. I suppose it will suck 10 billion ants worth of time out of your friend. He will suck him dry. Stop being obtuse. What's that even supposed to mean? I mean, isn't like the Canto 4 thing? He will just disappear because he will cease to exist? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? What? Oh my god, it's Don Quixote. War's favorite. Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's particularly generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. Sorry. How generous? Even when worst comes to worst, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy a minimum of 4 hours days. According to the T-Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. I don't know about that. Survive being the key word. My mind sucking 10 billion and 40 million hours worth of time from your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely ever happens. Yeah, because he's Mercel. Wait, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? He talks too much. Of course. Yeah. Because people love Limbus Company, or some people are sleepy. Of course, 10 billion of time tax debt is a historically unprecedented amount of debt. So I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in a lottery and you will still won't even come close to making 10 billion yen. And that's before taxes. I will say you all belong in a museum history, if I'm being honest. Oh my god. Besides, I haven't seen anyone with more than 150 hours in time tax that willing step out the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and digs themselves into an even deeper depth hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in a 10 billion time tax hole to just walk up there like that. Wait, what is wrong with this guy? Awaken Mercel. Pretty, surrender not to shush machinery. He's so mad. What? Toar unharmed. I hate reading Don Quixote. I'm alright. Why don't you get down from the gallows for now, Mercel? Okay, we have end the meeting. Virgilius and Faust, who returned just as this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. She's so mad. Bro, she talks like she's the person from Persona that is like, do an R, like when you get a new persona, a new confident, she talks like that. Not for now, maybe later. It's because this story, I already did the combat because of an event, but I skipped the story, so I'm just reading the story for now. Which is, I don't think it's that long. I do need to do the last dungeon, but the gameplay is literally just pressing a button. I mean, I do have to read the story. Because the story is the good part. Yeah, this intervalo is an all order, really. Let's see, the third victim of this case is this watch factories. Hold up, the obvious gaudy and expensive suit, the meticulously trimmed and chapped mustache. What? Did I skip a fucking scene or what? I feel like we make a fucking giant jump. Stop it. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Yeah, I feel like I feel like I jump. Oh, it's because when you finish a node, it puts you in the next one by default. Okay, the adventure of the three detectives. Okay. No, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, I can clearly see that you are both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again, but we had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And you explaining this to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows. A 10 billion and is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasure could be put in place either. Yeah, well, we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whenever I was allowed to slow down time or not. We really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffled about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I request that you evaluate our work based on individual merit. Don't say that. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each sinner that precisely for one such occasion. On the last page of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion yen isn't the kind of money you can settle with a sacrifice on an individual. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is, we have been contracted to deal with a distortion. I guess we are really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. Distortion is like a monster, by the way, for the non-Limbus players. We are the Witchers. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their sixth choice after the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. Who did you fucking contracted to fail? Gotcha. Well, the stories that are starting to circulate via word of mouth, I will not deny that. So what kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? These are requests regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Core's borders. Some call it the case of time-killing time. Several people have already fallen victim of the perpetrator. The case of time-killing time, the name of the interval, POC, Soy Point, Walrus Point, whatever the name of the mode is. It is exactly what it says on the tin. A distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time, oh my god. Time is an asset here at T-Core. It's not so difficult to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it, but in the case of time, killing time, the killer does not leave any trace. It is simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such things have ever happened here before, thus the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax. Wow! Tus arrive once again, my time to shine! According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued this special investigation badge during the course of their employment. This is a badge that might as well be a universal pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the detectives fixers. We plan to issue you those badges, yes. Wahoo! Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badge when this case is dealt with? Nay, I demand that I be awarded at least 3 badges. One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, so that chat it lasts. Right. What are we waiting for? Let's crack on, whack this distortion and get the hell out of here. I hate dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent on your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild on the street and potentially waste the precious time of a resident. That's actually fair. They are fucking crazy. Also, the special investigation badge isn't something that T-Core hands out like candy. We can give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them. I concur to a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. You hate everyone asses. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in howling around these dead weights? We will leave the useless pounds behind to wait in the booth while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business. I know who is the 3 that is going to be the detective, so this phrase is funny. You seem rather confident that you will be part of that elite team of high-performing individuals, so this is ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright, enough with your nonsense. So how many of us are allowed to work in this case anyways? Virgilius trailed it off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager,